Hey guys, Brian here from Schumaker Custom Air. Doing an install on a nice little VROD 100th anniversary got going on here. Quick little tips, tricks, and install video here for you. What you see here is what's included. Also a pair of shocks. Pretty straightforward install. Let's go. Hey guys, here we go. First step is going to be mounting the compressor. The compressor will mount inside the air box. Remove the airbox lid and the cover. Pretty simple task. Actually, no tools even needed on that. From there, what you're going to want to do is verify your fitment of that compressor. A little tight, snug fit in there, but everything fits nicely. On the compressor bracket, a slight little mod will be needed. Just depending on how exactly you want to mount it. I found that the way I'm going to show you was the easiest way. It gave me a little bit more room. So what I did was, as you see on this compressor here, you have two flanges. I actually cut one flange off and used some double-sided heavy 3M tape on that side, what was left, and then used the other two bolts. What that did is that just freed up a little bit more space in there. So we had proper clearances, nothing was rubbing. Next step was to mount the valve assembly and get all the wiring done. As you can see here, valve assembly fits real nice in there. Perfect, just absolutely perfect space. Drilled a couple holes in the airbox, small, which will be sealed up for the airline going back to the rear shocks. And then I just did one hole out the front. It's grommeted. I got wire loom. Also gonna throw a little RTV silicone on that to seal it up. From there, positive, negative, and then run it down to your switch. On this particular model, the customer wanted to put it in the horn. Little micro mini switch worked absolutely perfect there. You do have a few other options. It's all about your personal preference. I provide enough wire to go almost anywhere you want on the bike. So, pretty straightforward. The next step is to run all the airlines back to the shocks. What I did is pretty much exited out of the airbox as shown. Come up underneath the gas tank here. Secured it to some of the existing wiring, made sure all proper clearances, and we didn't have any rubbing that would cause a future problem. From there, we exited out, put a nice little bracket in here, zip tied it up, and mount the shocks. You will use the factory bolts on this, as they're plenty long, perfect fit. And just a one note, I've had a few customers say something. You do want to use the top existing spacer that is on your stock shocks. If you do not, what it does is it creates that shock. That shock will be at an inward angle and will cause some handling problems. So you want to make sure you leave that in. As you can see here, this is a standard VROD, still has the plate, light assembly, everything else. We still have over a ½ inch clearance from anything rubbing when fully aired out. No rubbing issues at all. I do offer another set of shocks that will get you lower. If you don't have the rear plate and lights, everything else, then it will tuck it up. That also you do have full proper clearance. Here at Schumaker Air, we do not use Monroe's. Personal preference. So these shocks that we use have been proven to be bulletproof, and the proper dimensions for these VRODs, it just works. So what you see here, this is actually for your stock VROD with everything intact on the rear, and also your muscle that has the light up in the backside. You get in your custom applications without the light or the plate back underneath the rear fender, that's when you can go to them shorter shocks and get that thing tucked in there a little bit more. So, pretty simple. Here you go, guys. She's all wrapped up. Took her for a nice ride. Ride's absolutely beautiful. Handles great. Just as expected. Just a few quick tips when doing any air ride suspension. Make sure that you mount all of your Airlines in a place where they're not going to get chafed and potentially rub through at some point. Even a best practice would be to coat the outside of the line with a larger airline, or even put it in a little wire loom just to be safe. You don't want to get out on the road and, I don't want to say be stranded, but having to ride that thing down all the way home, as it'll be a rough ride. Although with Schumaker Air, you can do that. Other thing is, all of the bolts you take out, make sure you Loctite them back in. Just simple mechanical procedure. Take your time now. It'll pay off in the long run. It might take you a little bit longer, but it's well worth it. Total install time here was probably about 2 hours total. And that's me taking these videos, taking my time, grabbing something to drink, going to see the family. But anyway, really straightforward to install. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout. And as always, make sure you check out Schumaker Custom Air for all your motorcycle air ride needs. We carry anything from VRODs to all Harley touring bikes from back in the old days all the way to all the current models. We offer full front rear instant down to a standard rear air ride. The next step on this bike will be doing a little R&D for some front air ride. Hopefully you'll be seeing that release soon. And once again, www.schumakercustomair.com, or feel free to give me a shout at any time, 815-441-1051 for all your motorcycle air ride needs. Thank you. Brian back here, Schumaker Custom Air, doing a quick little video on the up and down. Enjoy. As you saw, it was a pretty quick up. I do have an adjustable drop speed controller on it. This customer wanted a nice slow down. You can adjust that thing so that thing will drop instantly if that's what you prefer. Enjoy.